Evening, YouTube. Well, I'm working on a snake staff, and it's gonna be sick. I tell you what, getting snake skin to wrap around the stick and tediously gluing it so that it wraps around the stick, it's not an easy task. If this one turns out cool, I might make him for Etsy. But granted, I'd have to charge a pretty penny for him because, yeah. Let's grab ourselves some delicious coffee. Oh, excuse me. Mm. So here we are once again on another night video, YouTube. Now, what I did essentially today while working on the staff and building another wand for Etsy, I got things squared away with the entertainment studio that's working with me, which their name is not being disclosed for obvious reasons because my trolls are assholes. I think I'll do good, really good with voiceover acting, to be honest. You know, I'll do my little voices that I do to make people laugh. And I'll tell you what, one time I went to the hospital because one of my friends needed to see a doctor, and they were there with their other half, who was just waiting patiently like anyone else could. And this is way, way before everything that's been going on went down with the whole pandemic and fuck all that. This is a couple months before the pandemic started. And people, when you go to a hospital, people, you know what that's like. You just, ugh, dude, no one wants to be there, but that's how it is. So, while I was waiting with my friends, I had a telemarketer call me on the cell phone. And they were trying to sell me auto insurance. So, like, sir, can I get the name and the make of your car, please? And I pulled out my Sam Elliott voice. I says, yes, I drive a 1926 Model T. And the person thought about it for a second, then the telemarketer just hung up. And I'm like, that's how you mess with telemarketers. And everyone in the room started laughing. It was glorious. Yeah, buddy. I mean, that might not have been much, but it brought laughter and a moment of dull misery, I suppose. But onto a more pressing matter, I see all these articles of these would-be peaceful protesters, and I'm getting just flat sick and tired of it. And why am I sick and tired of these would-be protesters? Because some of them are actually doing good things and protesting peacefully, but the majority of them just seem to be rioting and using violence and scare tactics, and it's bullshit. Because let's solve violence with more violence. You know what I'm saying? Like, solving violence with more violence isn't going to make things better, regardless of skin color. And people keep asking me, hey Cobra, when are you going to get laid? I don't care. The bigger issues, it'll happen when it happens. And quite frankly, I got a question on my live stream earlier that kind of plays into what I'm saying on that retrospect, YouTube. Someone made the comment, why are you giving dating advice if you haven't had a girlfriend in 3 years? Because a single person's perspective on the dating scene is much different than a person who's taken. That's just the truth of it, YouTube. When you're trying to look for someone to date, you'll hear other adults who are in the same boat, and you hear what they bitch about, and you're just like, huh. People often wonder where I get my advice from, and the simplest answer I can give you is I listen to what other adults are complaining about as far as the dating scene goes, and I get a perspective of, you know. And believe me, when you're a man and you grow up a boy, and growing up as a boy, you will hear women bitch about men constantly. So a lot of the shit women bitched about to me growing up were of men their own age, you know. And listening to that crap growing up. You know what I'm saying? And then I hear the shit men are bitching about. And it's like, well. And that's why I say, based off of my own personal conclusion, dating sucks because people are assholes. And it's that kind of attitude like, well, you shouldn't be giving dating advice if you haven't had a girlfriend in 3 years. Maybe it's advice from a different perspective. On the opposite spectrum of this argument, YouTube, there are people who have had a shit ton of dating experience. And I've noticed that their advice that they give is pretty similar to mine. But if they have more subscribers and or more experience in the dating scene, then of course people are going to take what they have to say more seriously. But when the advice ends up being the same, it's like, huh, how about that? And my answer is still the same, YouTube. They asked the question, why are you giving dating advice if you haven't had a girlfriend in 3 years? And my answer is still the same. You know? Because I feel like my dating advice could help people in general and make the dating scene a better place for everyone else. Yeah, buddy. No, an adult girlfriend would be nice, but you can't rush a good thing. And the thing you have to realize, YouTube, in all brutal honesty, is sex and lust are a different thing completely. This is where people this is where people get it confused. You can physically desire someone without getting intimate with them. That's the thing of it. Shit, there are plenty of adult women here in town that look good. Doesn't mean it's gonna go nowhere, but it's fun seeing what's out there, you know. You can't let a couple of shitty dating partners ruin your whole experience. And you can't let a dry spell get you down. That's just how it is. That's exactly what the system wants. The system wants you to be fighting with your other half. The system wants you. You know what I'm saying? That keeps you distracted while the shit continues to go on. Because if you're distracted by political parties, which gender has it harder, which gender has more privilege, religious bullshit, and personal opinions, then people are fighting. And when people are fighting, they're easily distracted. They're not going to be paying attention. Plus, think about it. When you're having a stupid fight with your girlfriend, one of those stupid petty verbal arguments. It could be something dumb like how you fold your underwear, or how you fold your socks, you know. Which men and women are gonna fold socks differently. That's just how it is. They have their methods that they do, you know. But here's the thing of it, YouTube. If you're having a petty fight with your other half on how to fold socks, I mean, that's just a crude example, but honestly, that's not healthy, dude. Furthermore, you know, be responsible for your own fucking laundry. Like, don't make your other half do your laundry. You know, I mean, come on. That's just, guys, be a gentleman about that shit. You think women want to wash your nasty ass fucking underwear? Fellas? Fuck no, they don't. The thing you have to realize, YouTube, is that all is fair in love and war, as they say. But there doesn't have to be war. This age-old cliche that we have ingrained into our society that says couples have to fight to have a relationship. This stereotype that couples have to argue to be a healthy couple. And it's like, no, you don't. You're grown ass adults, but you're fighting like children. Get out of here with that. And furthermore, when I see these stand-up comedians on stage, you know, if they're married, they either bitch about their marriage or talk about how good it is, or, you know, just to brag to everyone else to be a dick. Or if they're single, they sit there and they bitch about it, and all the other single people will go, yeah, this person knows what it's like, haha. You ever see a man in an unhappy marriage, but he makes it work because he loves her? Go up on stage and tell jokes about his wife's dumb shit. It's so fucking cliche. It's just like when you hear Amy Schumer go up on stage and talk about her husband's smelly farts. And then she farted and they both laughed. Yeah, so funny. Ugh. You know, the only reason people don't find Amy Schumer funny is because the idea of a lady making jokes about farts is considered not very ladylike, and it's a sexist old school standard. But at the same fucking time, if a man made the kind of jokes that Amy Schumer made, people would say, you, sir, are a crude asshole. And personally speaking, I think humor is up to the person. Subjectively speaking, every person has a different sense of humor. Well, it's the truth. I mean, women are seen as these dainty little figures that wear makeup and look pretty. It's just a standard that society has placed upon women. Don't yell at me. I'm not the one that makes the standards here. So when they see women being gross like men, it's like it's always a culture shock, isn't it? I instantly gain a lot more respect for a woman if she's not afraid to burp or fart in front of me. That says to me, you know what? Hey, you know, it's a human reaction. Humans burp and fart. But you think that society could be a little less sexist, but even when it comes to burping and farting, it's another fine example of sexism. And that's actually a thing, believe it or not. Men, if we burp or fart, people just look at us like, "Ugh, typical gross male. Aren't you charming, you fucking pig?" But women do it and they're instantly like, oh, that wasn't very ladylike. Oh, screw you, is what I say to that. If women have gas, they're told to go to the fucking bathroom, but men can just do it openly and no one says shit. So yes, women will burp when they drink beer. That's just how it is. So ladies, next time you're at the bar and you're having a beer and you got to burp, let it out. Who gives a shit? And then when you're done, be like, women's lib. Yeah. You know what I say to that? That's not bad manners. That's just good beer. For the most part, I got the staff just about there. Gluing that cobra skin onto the staff has been a royal nightmare, let me tell you. Very delicate process. Oof. I would definitely have to charge more if I did something like that for Etsy. Now the tail towards the end is not as thick, so I may have to just coil it around the end so it looks like the snake's kind of sort of crawling up the stick, but then like it's resting on the arch of it, which it'll look cool when it's done. Shit you not, a thunderstorm started to happen when I got the snake on there and then it disappeared quickly. Yeah, buddy. That's a little off topic, but going back to the relationship stuff, but better than this. People constantly go on about how dating sucks and blah blah blah. And the thing of it is, it doesn't have to suck. Age-old expression. Don't let a few bad apples ruin the whole batch. I need to quit showing off my powers on camera. Wait, no I don't. You saw that, right? Ooh. People are gonna talk shit no matter what you do. So you might as well just make the best of what you got. Mm-hmm. Last of that coffee, I'll make more tomorrow when I wake up. Wash this son of a bitch out. I'll continue to improve gender relations in any way, shape, or form that I can. Also, if you want to share your perspective on it, go right ahead. But I think we can make the world a better place just by examining all the little details that nobody wants to talk about because it makes people uncomfortable. Anyways, YouTube, thank you all for watching the video, and I'll catch you cool cobras later.